watching Diecast Breakdown with Chuck Ellis, David Johns, and Mark McHotwheel. So sit back, strap in, and hang on. The breakdown starts now.
Well, hey there, folks. Chuck here, and welcome to Diecast Breakdown. We are so excited for this episode. It has been a long time coming, and we are delighted to have Eddie Castro joining us again. But I am not alone, as you can see. I am joined, as I frequently am, by my amazing co-host, Mr. David Johns.
What's up, everyone?
And Mr. Mark.
Hi.
Mr. Mark.
Mr. Mark.
We need to work on your new last name again, but that's all TBD, and that's more good stuff that'll be coming later, I think. But we're not here to talk about Mark's last name. We're here to talk to you about diecast collecting, customizing, and culture. And we are going to start this show like we frequently do by thanking our executive producer level patrons. That would be First and 64th Customs, Twice Diecast, hey, Video Geek Productions, and Donald Rashik. Thank you so much for donating to help the show. There are a bunch of people that make this show go. If you want to know more about that, you can visit diecastbreakdown.com or click the little join button below. And while I'm talking about you giving us money, check out the merch store. There's a brand new merch store down below this YouTube video. If you're watching, you can pick up t-shirts. There's now hoodies and sweatshirts and all sorts of really cool stuff featuring our logo. And by the way, Mark, didn't you mention there's another merch store that just went up?
Yeah, Driven Dreams.
Get your wallet out, people.
Get your wallet out. And
it's gonna be Christmas before you know it.
They've got an excellent logo, really crisp design, and it's definitely worth checking out. And
I did that.
Made it himself.
My wife didn't.
He doesn't need to turn to his brother, who's much better at design than he is, and go make logos for me, please. Mark's like, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, for once, probably the only time.
Well, we have got Eddie Castro waiting for us, so we are not going to delay any longer. So let's get into the news. David, what is exciting you in the world?
As usual, guys, cool stuff coming out. Let's start with a Ferrari. 1/64 scale collectors. We don't get a whole lot of Ferraris. They are tight with that license, but NO64's got it. They do a lot of race stuff, but check out this F40. Kind of close to a stock. I mean, I know it's modified and all that, but it's red. It's a Ferrari. I'll take it. NO64 killing it on this Liberty Walk version of that. Look at this car right here. This next one, Chuck. Let's go to the Koenigsegg. This is a new company, VMB 64. This thing is pricey. You'll see that on the ad that I ran across, but this is a resin model. And if you guys haven't treated yourself to a resin model, you got to get one for your collection because it is insane the amount of detail you get on a resin model. Take it from a guy that spends way too much on the higher priced models. But I just love all the extra details. You're getting everything you guys can imagine packed into a 1/64 scale car. Let's go now to Greenlight. We have got a really cool semi-official chase vehicle from the chase that started it all back in the early chase. 90s. Yeah, this was the first chase vehicle. OJ and Mr. Cowlings riding along the interstates in LA in this bad boy. And what a cool vehicle for Greenlight to put out. Just a clean white 93 Bronco XLT. Fun and really well done at that. While you guys are shopping for D-Dogs, the Diecast Day of Giving coming up, we're going to be talking about that later, but saw a great reminder in Hobby Lobby while I was picking up some cars. Don't forget to set a few aside for those shoebox gifts. I love doing that during the holidays. D-Dog doesn't have to get every single one of them, all but maybe one or two, so save a couple for the shoebox. And then that's what I'm thinking about right now, Chuck, and what I'm excited about. It can be for both. We can do both, guys, right? Mm-hmm. We're buying dollar cars. All right, that's what I've got. Next up, Mr. Mark.
Well, we've got a sneak peek at 5 upcoming super treasure hunts by Hot Wheels here.
All
We've
right.
got the Ford Escort RS2000 there, the green one. We've got a BMW 507, little convertible, gold in color. And then we've got the Mercedes. Oh, wait, I'm jumped over here. Let's go to the Camaro SS right here. Skip that one. Black with the red racing stripes here. Pretty cool. And we've got the Mercedes 560 STC AMG, which is really nice too. I think that one, not positive whether that one came in at 50th anniversary, similar type of Mercedes, different color. And then we have the Fiat 500D, a little modified. I don't know what that is there. It looks like it pops wheelies or something. But nice little car there too. So we've got some cool super treasure hunts for 2024. And then we're moving on. We've also got a awesome set of wagons called Hot Wagons, and we've got the 510 there is the only one I really care about, but we'll talk about the other ones. We've got the what else do we have here? Volvo. We've got an Audi, and then we've got a custom wagon up here, 66, and then another Nova wagon, which is pretty cool too. So it's a nice set and really cool art on the card there. So that's fun. And then we've got over from Felix at Tarmac Works, we've got an Opel Kadett GSI, which is very well done. It's very
cool,
very stock, down to the wheels. You got the exhaust out there, lens tail lights. It looks like, David. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yes, that is a David Jones special if I ever saw one.
David Jones special right there if I've ever seen one with the chase car. So that's nice to have a chase there, because I don't, as far as I know, it doesn't seem like Tarmac does a ton of chases.
Might be their first chase.
It might be their first chase, because I was just thinking yesterday, like, do they do chase cars? I don't think so. So maybe their first chase, maybe one of their firsts.
We'll have to ask Felix.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Felix. That's pretty cool there. And then moving on, we've got an RLC car here from Hot Wheels. We've got this white Integra Type R, which is pretty cool. It's pretty clean. Fast and Furious vibes there. There's a lot of Honda fans out there that'll be fighting each other for this. Yeah, that's going to be a really hot one. So we'll keep your eyes out for that one. That's nice. So that's what I've got for exciting news here.
All righty. Well, I have got one that I cannot wait to ask our guest about. Maisto has this beautiful Chevy truck coming out. I see our guest's fingerprints all over this one.
Literally, I think I see it on the back window.
Yeah. So that is coming out in 1/24th scale. I'm hoping we'll see that one in other scales as well. But yeah, 50s Chevy lowrider that screams Eddie Castro. So very excited to see that. That was posted a few days ago on the Maisto Instagram. M2 celebrated Labor Day by announcing that they're adding a Grand National casting to their list. It's one of my favorite cars, so I'm excited to see that. It's looking good. Speaking of Greenlight, by the way, tomorrow, if you happen to be in Indianapolis, Indiana, they will be having their big Diecast Blast 2023. So if you aren't there already, get there. Jumping over to our friends at Round 2, we've got this really cool series that they've partnered with Big Country Collectibles. They're doing these farm trucks. Some of them are branded with actual farms, and some are branded with Texaco. And it's just a very cool setup. This is a 73 Chevy Cheyenne and a 65 Chevy Suburban from that collection that I really like. They've also got the Super 70s Double Pack series coming back with one of my favorite castings of theirs, the 76 Olds Cutlass Supreme, and they're bringing back the Grand National, the Buick Riviera, which is one of my first customs. I believe that one's sitting on David Jones's shelf now.
Absolutely is.
And shout out to my guy Hayden over at HHW Customs. He has restocked his 3D printed parts selection. Hayden's a good guy. He's running a really cool business that sells decals, wheels, and 3D printed parts. He's worth checking out. You can find him on Facebook at HHW Customs, and that'll take you to his shop where you can buy stuff. Also, we've got I got this really cool picture of a gentleman sitting in front of a Driven Dreams banner collecting cars. This was at a recent event. Mark, tell me a little bit about that real quick.
So that was yesterday. We had our first Diecast and Donuts event at our shop at Auto Peak Detailing, and it's quite the turnout. It wasn't a ton of people, but it was a ton of cars that were donated. We had roughly about 720 cars donated in a single day within I don't know, 5 hours or so. So yeah, truly amazing. Yeah, we had a one specific, or as I like to say, one Pacific person that came and donated 372 cars of his own personal collection. A lot of premium type cars too. Like there was a decent amount of basic Hot Wheels, but there was a lot of larger scale chases. He even had 3 Super Treasure Hunts in there that I said, "Hey, did you mean to donate these?" And he said, "No, I didn't. Thank you." So I saved him on that one, but he did have a bunch of chases that were included, and just like, you know, cars worth easily $1,500 worth of cars. So shout out to Jerome on that. And yeah, so we plan on, I did do a raffle. Jerome did win because it was one car per donation.
Yes.
Yeah. So he had a pretty good chance. So he won the wash kit in that picture there, which is a bunch of soaps and, wash. It was about $300.
Men do love their soaps. It's true.
Oh yeah. He loves raffles. So yeah, so he won, and we plan on trying to get one more in before October 14th for Diecast Day of Giving cutoff there. So
everybody
yeah,
check
it was
out
fun
Mark's socials for that.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Well, I think that's it for the news. I want to give our small channel shout out really quick to Gravesend, Australia Diecast Salvage. He's a good dude who has far too few followers. He just did a really nice build for charity for Alzheimer's awareness. So
nice.
Check out his link in the description and give his channel a subscribe. He's doing some really good work over there. So, all right. Well, that's it for the news. If you've got news, we would love to hear about it. You can email us at diecastbreakdown@gmail.com and tell us if you've got news, an event, a product you're excited about. If you're hosting a build-off and you want some publicity for it, we'd be happy to give that to you. So that's it for our first segment. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got Mr. Eddie Castro hanging out with us, and we're going to talk all sorts of really cool stuff. So stick around for that. We'll be right back.
We'll be back with more Diecast Breakdown after this word from our sponsors.
What up, guys? Your boy Big A here. This message is to encourage everyone in the Diecast community to participate in D-Dog, aka Diecast Day of Giving. I know I'm in. Are you in?
Here's this week's small channel shout out.
Campbell Creek Run Diecast Racing.
If you have a favorite Diecast channel with less than 700 subscribers and you'd like to see them highlighted on a future episode, email us at diecastbreakdown@gmail.com. The Diecast Media Network store is here. Wear your passion with pride, featuring designs from Diecast Breakdown, Flying Valiant builds, plus unique designs inspired by diecast culture from Justin Ellis. Visit tpublic.com/Diecast Media Network now.
What's up, guys? This is Derek from Honest Diecast, and I'm going to be participating in D-Dog 23. That's Diecast Day of Giving. I encourage you to join. Join for the cause.
And now back to Diecast Breakdown.
All right. Well, we are back, and we are joined by the man himself, Mr. Eddie Castro, senior art designer at Maisto Toys. Eddie, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on again. It's exciting to see this cool Maisto custom contest.
You got it. Whatever you want to call it, man.
No,
Yeah.
We're really excited about that. Thank you again for partnering with us on this. It's really cool that it's, helping raise awareness for the Diecast Day of Giving. And it's just really cool to have a brand, connect with us. And, for so long, it felt like customizing diecast was kind of like this forbidden art. Like the brands are just going to act like, oh, we don't know what you guys are doing with the cars. And
no, we love it.
So,
especially the designers, like at the different companies. We love seeing the custom stuff. Maybe not so much the corpos, but
yeah, exactly.
Right.
But the
Don't
design
touch our
guys look
diecast.
Yeah, exactly. So so before we get too far into it, tell me about this Chevy truck that I just saw on your Instagram.
Oh, the 50 Chevy, what is
Yeah.
it, 3100 pickup.
Mhm.
We had that casting in our line just as a stock pickup. And I've been wanting to make lowriders out of these things since I got there in like 2006. We did like the whole rat rod thing and that was cool and everything. But we're finally, I think like a year ago or maybe two, I don't know, we started doing some lowriders, and it was just this one just screamed to me lowrider,
Sure.
And so we threw the stake bed in the back, and I lowered it. I would have loved to have customized that back the fender or the cover, the wheel cover.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have flattened it out, but then that would have I would have had to modify the tooling
Modify
of the
whole
truck,
casting. Yeah.
But I think it works though.
No,
Eddie.
it's great. No, and it without doing that, it makes it feel like a budget build. It makes it feel like something that would be like a real street lowrider,
Right?
Thing. Like somebody who's they did a good job on it, but they're still working within the budget. They don't necessarily have a body shop available to them. So I really dig it.
And not everybody's got $100,000 to throw at their car,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. And I know our buddy Anthony is going to dig it because he just got a real one. And so he was just on our show recently. We also we noticed he gave you a shout out the other day. We wanted to pull this up. I don't know if you saw this or not, but
Anthony's
shouted
awesome.
out Maisto. Yeah, he's a good kid. We had a blast chatting with him, and he just said that he saw these over at Costco, and he said, "Eddie, did you make this one for me? It's one of the ones I requested." So
that colorway, that's a new colorway for this year. We actually had that pickup in the line, like I don't know, like a year ago. We started it, and it's based it's based off of Sam Walton's truck. That's the whole reason why we did that truck, for Walmart and Sam's Club.
Cool.
So that's where it started, and I'm glad Anthony digs it.
Yeah. We talked to him about how he's been kind of campaigning for cars that he likes.
Yep, he sent me a list
and stuff. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm sure, but yeah, he's a good kid. We were just cracking up with him, and he had a lot of things to say about different cars and different castings. But he's a big fan of Maisto.
He's so knowledgeable too of all the different models.
Like he will, you could just throw any car up there. We briefly considered doing a Stump Anthony game where we would just find random cars, and maybe we'll do that for the next one. But
how old is he? 15?
He's 15, but
I mean,
Eddie, we tried that in Vegas, man. We tried to stump him, and Mark and I we threw
I'm 47, man, and I think he probably knows way more about cars than I do.
Yeah.
He might know.
I think everyone does. Eddie.
Yeah. Wow. Shout out to Andrew. It is really late in Switzerland, and he is joining us today. So
I'm watching the chat too, Chuck. And
we got a lot of folks joining in here. But so Eddie, what else you got going on over there? I know you're doing art, you're doing stuff with Maisto. What's shaking over there?
Yeah, I mean the Maisto stuff has kept me busy. We're wrapping up our 2024 catalog right now, and we're doing the different sales meetings and toy fairs. We got New York Toy Fair coming up. Happy Sunday to Jim Silva and everybody else. But yeah, so we're wrapping up our 2024 catalog. We'll be showing all our new stuff off at the different toy fairs. And then after the toy fairs, of course, we'll put out our catalog so everybody could check them out. But as far as new stuff, we do have some new things, some very high detailed cars coming to the market for the hobby market.
Rich and full of detail.
Yeah.
Yes.
But of course not too pricey,
Yeah.
And I want to, you mentioned that, shout out really quick to your catalog. It's fantastic. I was over there on the site looking at it. It's very detailed. I wish all the brands had the kind of resources that you guys have on your website. Like basically like everything that these guys sell you can find it in this catalog. And not only that, you show the back stuff too. Like there's actually like an archive that you can go through and see all of the old Maisto castings and everything that's led up to here, which is very cool as well. As somebody like me who likes pouring through all these old things and going, okay, what in the archives do I need to keep an eye out for at flea markets and stuff? So that's very, very cool.
Yeah, we always break out the old catalogs and like, okay, what haven't we used in a long time? You know, what can we bring back?
Yeah. Well, and that's it's kind of an interesting thing because there's been kind of a generational shift with a lot of these brands, especially like, you know, Maisto, Round 2, these guys that have kind of changed. The brands have changed hands. Like Johnny Lightning went to Round 2, and they're going back through, and they're really cool because they dig back in like these old, like the plastic kits too. They've got those, and they'll bring back these things and reinvent the toolings, and it's really cool.
That's cool
because brands like Maisto are taking these old castings. Some of them are getting reworked a little, like the Chevy truck, and coming back out in a new way, and that's a really cool way to revive the casting and get interest back in something that might have, you know, maybe it wasn't as refined as it needed to be back then, and the computers are better, so you can take what was there and modify it and add things like fender skirts and stake beds and all kinds of stuff.
And like you said, like you know, when I got to Maisto, you know, there was some people already there working in the art or in the design department, and you know, maybe like there's older, like an older generation that like the stuff that they were coming out with at the time was like popular at that time. And then, you know, then a younger generation came in and we started doing things that were popular during our time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's cool. Like just seeing the different stuff come out. I mean, lowriders have been around since what, 60s, 70s. I don't know, forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Right before I was born. I know that.
Yeah. They were, I've got books from, you know, like the 1960s and 70s that have the very early stages of lowriders. And, you know, it's just been something that ever since cars have been out, people have been finding ways to modify them and make them themselves. And that's part of the beauty of cars and car culture, is that it serves so much as an extension of who people are and the freedom that comes with having your own set of wheels, where you can drive wherever you want to and make a statement about yourself without ever getting out of your car. And so it's really cool seeing these things that you guys are working on that are, you know, like, I know David and I love good stock vehicles as well. Like we like seeing those everyday cars and, but you know, to bring out things that look like a personal project like this truck or, you know, I know you've got the I think, is it a 53 or a 54 Chevy?
53 Chevy, yeah.
53 Chevy. So like your personal car is going to be like the influence of that's going to be coming out in this in these other cars that you're working on as well. And we're getting a ton of people in the comments right now all asking their inputs and yeah, and that's great too. Like I think it's really cool that we've got, you know, now people that can, the accessibility of the internet and how it used to be, you know, you'd have to send in a letter or go to the librarian and ask, how do I send a letter to these people? And that's so much more accessible now. So I'm sure you get like, you know, messages every day of somebody saying, hey, can you do this? Can you do that?
Constantly.
Along with the
like, on our Instagram, Facebook, people are always making suggestions, and that's awesome. Like it's, we welcome it. Obviously we can't make everything, but we try to, you know, we listen to everybody and see what, if it's like a consensus where everybody's asking for the same thing, then, you know, we try to implement it in.
Very cool. And, you know, you got anything cooking, any events you're going to be at, any art shows or stuff that people should know about or follow for?
Probably not the rest of this year. Not that I know of yet. But next year for sure, we'll have the Diecast convention. We're going back to that.
Diecast SuperCon,
Diecast SuperCon.
I'm going to try to bring
the whole team out this time, so it won't just be me.
If you could bring some other people.
Yeah, I know. Mark's tired of me, so
yeah, don't come. Bring somebody exciting.
Like, bring someone interesting to talk to. God.
Stay home, man.
Is it hot in here, man? Jeez.
Yeah. Mark Roaster is on.
No, and then probably Nuremberg Toy Fair. I might be going there next year.
Oh,
nice.
man.
Yeah, our buddy
completed
Dan is going to be there, I'm sure, from
January,
Diecast
February,
Dude.
something like that.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Diecast Dude. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you follow Diecast Dude on YouTube. You should. He's really cool. He's got like 60,000 subscribers, and all he does is not all he does, but he shows. He doesn't even have a computer. He takes his phone and he goes into stores and shows off stuff and shows off his collection. And
shows like what's on the pegs and stuff.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
he's that entertaining and engaging. And he
That's
he does.
awesome.
It's not just on the pegs. He does like stuff at home, and super knowledgeable dude. He was just
Loves
at the last year's big show, and we had him on recently for a live, and so that was very exciting to talk to him. But yeah, you'll have to keep an eye out for him when that comes along. We'll make sure we connect the two of you, because he's a good dude. You'll really enjoy talking to him.
Yep.
So,
sure.
All right. Well, I know we got a lot of people in the chat waiting for us to get to the main event of this show, which is going to be the custom build-off. We had 21 people enter, which is super awesome.
Nice.
Not bad
Good
for
job, guys.
our first build-off. And
it was a short turnaround too. So
Yep.
that's
it was a
pretty
very
awesome
short
for-
turnaround. Again, I
Yeah.
apologize to folks for that, but we wanted to make sure that people had, because a few people had expressed interest in auctioning off their builds for charity for Diecast Day of Giving, which is October 14th.
Awesome.
So we wanted to make sure that, if people are doing like a 7-day auction, they have time to, list their car or custom sell it, and then take the proceeds. And if they had to order something, then it would take a week to come in. And, so it was like a nail biter there. So thank you to everybody who did the really quick turnaround time. We are going to do this again, hopefully next year, and we'll have a little more lead time on that one. But we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to show off some of the builds, and Mr. Castro is going to announce some big news. So stick around.
Don't touch that dial. Diecast Breakdown will be right back after these messages.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland, encouraging you to catch the spirit of giving for the Diecast Day of Giving on October 14th, 23.
This episode of Diecast Breakdown is brought to you by you. That's right. We are 100% viewer and listener supported, and we are so grateful for those of you who have already supported the podcast and the shows we're planning to add to the Diecast Media Network family. You can find out more about how to support this project by visiting diecastmedianetwork.com or email us about sponsoring an episode at diecastbreakdown@gmail.com. The best way you can support what we're doing right now, though, is to subscribe and share these episodes with your family, friends, and Facebook groups. Anyone you think would enjoy what we're doing. Any extra attention we can get early on will go a huge way in helping this project grow. Thank you so much for sharing this journey with us.
Paco with Paco's Diecast Garage and the Day of Giving. I'm in here for D-Dog. Make a change in my community and give back. What are you in here for?
This presentation of Diecast Breakdown is brought to you by Twice Diecast and Dotson Man Diecast on YouTube. Please visit their links in the show notes and subscribe to their channels for more epic Diecast content.
Hey, this is Rodney with RD Custom Diecast and the Diecast Misfits. Last year, we knocked it out of the park with D-Dog, and we encourage each and every one of you to participate this year. Please join us.
And now, the thrilling conclusion of this week's episode of Diecast Breakdown.
All right, well, we are back, and we are ready to start going through the list and build up that anticipation for the final reveal from Mr. Castro. So we're going to just kind of dive in and go through these really quick and show them off and give a shout out to everybody who entered. And hopefully I got everybody. Thank you to everyone for making sure that you use the word Maisto in your subject line.
Yep.
So I could see them. Steve Mason did this really cool camper out of a Ford pickup truck. That was really cool. And he's got this little motorcycle going with it. Dankamouse Wit took the same car I did, this really cool 79 Chevy Blazer, and did a lowrider, clearly going after Eddie's soft spot there. In a different direction and went lifted with these larger, I think these are 1/27th scale Ford Rangers that he jacked up.
Great job, Casey.
Yeah, great job. Mark Anthony did a Gaslands style build with the 69 Dodge Charger in 1/64th scale.
Man, I think we got some fabrication on that one.
Yeah, that one's nice. Rudy Moons forgot to get a before image, but he I guess thought David was doing some judging because he picked the
coming in from Belgium.
So he's got the vote from David, I'm sure, for that one.
Yeah, I'm sure. Looking good, Rudy.
BJ made a lowrider General Lee Monte Carlo. Very cool. Thank you, BJ.
For the record, that casting is incredible.
It is a beautiful casting. No lie. Yeah.
I like it.
I like it a lot, especially it's one of those ones that really works with the large wheels, like those really big wheels. Really good. It looks great as a lowrider. Sharon Tarshish knocked it out of the park, as he often does with this VW bus. I am so glad I decided not to do the VW bus because he is
smoked.
Got some serious weathering chops, and then he sent these other ones in as a bonus. This bus is incredible. I don't know, how he did that. I don't know. It's
where we
very
cool.
Boys? Like, I love that visor that he did, but these are both based on the same casting, which I think this is Eddie can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think this is the Transport Chevy casting in 1/64 scale.
Yeah, I believe it's a 57 Chevy.
57 Chevy.
That is so well done.
Our buddy Andrew crushed
there.
it with this Corvette summer themed build. I saw that he did all of these. These are all hand cut parts. I believe some of it might be 3D printed, but he can correct me on that one. But it is an absolutely gorgeous build.
A Canadian living in Switzerland gives us a Corvette.
Yeah, it's an old Mark Hamill, Annie Potts movie.
Yeah,
it's super cheesy. It's a lot of fun. That's a great car. Sean, who is here tonight, did this really cool steampunk style thing based on a very old Maisto casting. This is a 91 Ford Explorer. So thank you, Sean. Charles Jones did a rat rod kind of shop truck off of the
love that. Look at that floorboard
casting with a wood floorboard. That's very cool. Bullet Tony.
Wow, that came out good, Tony.
Would you look at that?
Good job, Tony. I don't know why I didn't put the
Liberty
spacing
Walk.
in there.
I hear you, man.
But yeah, this is a very cool take on these. I gotta again shout out Maisto for the tuned cars. Like, they are doing tuned cars like nobody's business. They look straight out of the old Cartown game. They are fantastic. They really got that solid tuny look. I love the
Eddie. What do y'all call those? What
tune-ups? Tune-ups.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, the 65. Is it a 65 Impala or a 64 Impala?
64.
That one's sweet. I love that one. Bradley did another one that I was thinking about doing. The Ford Bronco did a very cool lowrider with a top and some real thick wheels there. Jeremy Lance did a 59 Chevy. Beautiful job.
Man,
very, very nice work on the trim. That is a very tough thing to do. And I speak from experience on that one, but he made this 1/64 scale look like a much bigger model.
He must be a young guy. I can't see lines like that.
Yeah, that is incredible. Our buddy Romeo, former guest on the show as well.
Check him in. Yeah, Romania in the house.
In Romania, took this Chevy Biscayne, which is a great casting already, and he turned it into a 1970 Nova wagon, which is very cool. So he did a nose swap on it and added a little muscle under the hood.
Nice. So my dad had a Biscayne.
Yeah. B's Diecast Fantasyland. Brian, my buddy here in Florida, took an old Gen 2 Dodge Ram and made it into a slick street truck.
I've always loved that casting, and that looked good.
It's a great casting. Which City Collector took the Super Beetle looking casting that y'all have, and he did a really cool two-tone paint job on it with some custom wheels.
Yeah, that looks legit. Who did that?
Some guy named Twice Diecast did very clearly reaching out again to the wrong judge by appealing to me on a diecast breakdown themed.
Hey, y'all, everybody is represented. There was love for
I
everybody
like
on
it.
that car.
This
The
one's
New
great.
Balance shoes special.
That
was awesome, David.
And
Thanks, appreciate it.
Our
there we
friend
go.
Jim, who is also here tonight. Look at this thing. He did it for a track builds challenge that I just remembered I was supposed to participate in. I am sorry, Kat. I will send my entry in right away. But yeah, this old Citroen casting. This is a great casting, and this was a very interesting old Maisto line. It was like a very kid themed line. They used primary colored wheels. There was like a Suzuki. I think it was not a Jimny, but it was a Suzuki Samurai, and there was a brick nose, and they all had this very kiddie themed thing. He took it and made it all grown up and made it this.
hold it right there. Hold it right there, Chuck. That casting, Eddie, I want you to know this. That casting is old, and that was my first really weird, obscure car I ever had in my collection. That set it all off, guys.
Yeah,
that was so different for me.
Yeah.
That I couldn't, I had to find more of these cards I didn't know about.
Yeah, I've got one or two of those in my collection, but that would be a good one to consider reviving. Hint, hint. Big Daddy sent us
David,
this
good
really
job, David.
cool, Camaro. He gave it a nice stripe and some cool wheels.
Blacked out, yeah, I love those. Look
And
at that.
finally,
Good
this
night.
guy, Flying
Not
Valiant,
eligible.
did a Stranger Things themed build. This was I saw the Blazer. I wanted to do either the Blazer or the Econo line, and I wanted to. And my patrons voted. They voted for the Blazer, so I immediately thought of Sheriff Hopper's Blazer in Stranger Things, and I was like, okay, so how do I do this? I do weathered builds. Well, I'll put the Blazer in the upside down.
That's
and
so
all
cool,
these.
dude.
Thank you. And all these vines and stuff are from my yard. They're from my oak trees that I cleaned and sterilized and painted to make it look like the fungus that's growing in the upside down. And that one is available on eBay right now for sale. It's already got a couple bids on it, which is super cool.
I think I'm the highest bidder.
Of the proceeds on that will be going to buying cars for the Diecast Day of Giving. You'll see a lot more pictures of that. There will be a video going up of that one shortly.
If that doesn't get $14,000, then
I need to ring up Yogi over there and be like, hey man, check this out. So but yeah, I've got it. It's
come on guys, $5.
Whatever.
It's right here. So check this beauty out. And just
look at it, sir.
That is so cool.
Look at it.
Yeah, and
I can smell it from here.
In the theme of Maisto, I wanted to keep it very budget friendly. These are buildings that you can get on AliExpress for about $10-11 each, and it's got the Maisto Grand National in here, and that's the Blazer. Of course, it's all kind of secured down. It's all glued down, so it is one piece.
So that's a BOGO right there.
Yeah, and the base, you can get these bases at Dollar Tree for $1.25, and the street is cork from Dollar Tree as well. And I just kind of wanted to show off with this build that you don't have to have a super huge budget, and when you've got really great castings like the ones that Maisto has as a baseline, you can do a lot of really cool stuff without really breaking the bank.
I just increased my bid to $6, Chuck. So
nice. Nice.
You're bidding against
$6, and it's free shipping too. By the way, that will ship anywhere in the world. I am going to take money out of the final for shipping.
Somebody's got to bid on that and beat out Mark.
Yeah. So do we hear $7? But yeah. So thank you again, everybody. Some really, really cool builds, and thanks again to everyone for participating. So now we're going to go to the man of the hour himself. So Eddie, let's talk a bit about what we are thinking here with these builds.
Hey, set it up a little bit, Eddie. Like what kind of moved your needle? What moves are like? What are you looking at?
What moves my needle?
Careful.
Keep it family friendly. This is a family show.
Yeah. No. I mean, right off the bat, I was looking at all these, and they're all awesome. But like the ones that really stand out to me are like the the ones with like weathering and like you could see the little I don't know, like scratches on the like all the little marks and stuff on the car. I'll just say my favorite one. Do you want me to announce it now, or do you want me to kind of
drum roll?
Everybody's anxiously waiting in
all
the
right.
chat right
So
now.
so my number one pick is Sharon Tarshish, the VW Type Type 1 bus.
Yeah,
that thing is amazing,
A
dude.
worthy
Like
champion.
I mean, his two entries, the bonus entry too, like really stood out to me. Both of those, the weathering on the bus, all the little like detailed accessories on the roof. That hot rod pickup is just so clean,
look at
man.
the windshield. Look at the windshield on the VW bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got like the wiper marks and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The like
Sharon is
weathering.
a cut above.
Those panel lines and
I mean, he customized the license plate, all the little details around the lights and everything. It's just amazing, dude. Like he's got an amazing attention to detail. That pickup, the black one, I would love to see more of that. I can't, it looks like there's an engine in the back, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He's
Like,
got like a big old scoop in
that's-
the back.
That's
So
sick, dude.
I'll see if he can
like a
send you
Saturn.
some more images, because I was thinking about that too. I was like, I would, that would be a cool straight out of the box car for
yeah.
Maisto to do. So
Very
but
cool.
Yeah.
He's even got HKS and Sparco logos on there. What have you got under there? Got some blow-off valves or something? Or some
Right.
racing seats? What's
Yeah,
going on?
I mean, there's a blower like sticking out above the hood back there. I mean,
he
above the
sent me
roof.
some more pictures, so I'll send those to you. But the rules were that you could only submit one photo. So I just picked the best one. And,
So my favorite pick, number one, is the VW Type 1. I would like to do like two kind of, a second and third place as well.
Sure.
What?
Yeah. One more thing, right? There's one more thing. Second place, I have to say, goes to Bullet Tony Customs.
All right. Good job, Tony.
Custom tune-up. Yeah, the Liberty Walk custom tune-up.
Yeah, that one's sweet.
Sweet, man.
So cool, man. All the little details he added to it. I know some of it is just graphics, but he had to paint that thing and, mask things off. And it just looks sick. And
he did a great job on the wheels too. Like
the wheels are
getting
perfect for it.
Perfectly
Yeah,
fit, with the Toyo tires and stuff. Yeah,
the fitment too. The way it just I don't know, it just sits really perfect.
Because those are not the stock wheels. So he had to find wheels that were the right size to fit that. So that's incredible.
They look like possibly muscle machined wheels.
Yeah,
it could be. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. So that's number two, and then number three. I had picked one. I'm not going to say which one, but after you kind of went over all of them, I learned a little more about this Corvette. So I picked Maple Leaf Customs Corvette Summer.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Nice. Congrats,
And the reason being was I didn't, like you mentioned, that he like 3D printed some parts and stuff like that. And that kind of like, I don't know. I just like the customization of it and him putting a little extra effort into it. You know what I mean?
Tony says that those are Maisto wheels, so he must have gotten them.
Cool.
Great eye, good pick, Tony, and congratulations, Andrew. Look at that Corvette.
Yes, and
so, what do you say? Cool. I'm trying to read the comments on there.
Oh, he just said,
"Congrats, stoked."
Yeah, good call. Sharon's an artist. Congrats, Bill at Tony. Congrats, Tony. Yeah, so
very cool.
Yeah.
So that's my top three. And then I would like to, like the prizes, I wanted to pick like a 124 for each of them. 124 diecast. It could be from our special edition line or our Maisto design line. If they want to request a certain 124, they can do that. But if I can't, it's going to be like sometimes we don't have things in stock. So if there's a chance that we don't have it in stock, then I'll have to just suggest something to them,
Okay. Well, guys, we'll be reaching out to the winners and we will put them in touch with Eddie and we'll get all that squared away. again, thank you everyone so much for taking part in this. It's really, really cool to have the support of the community and to kind of, start building these relationships with the folks at the brands themselves and kind of see the desire for us to do really cool projects together. So shout out to everyone again. Thanks again. So,
what do you say, guys? Should we do it again next year?
I'm down.
I thought this was a blast, and Eddie,
yeah.
you're the first. You're always going to be the trailblazer when it comes to the Diecast Breakdown Build-off Challenge, and we're always going to remember Maisto was the first one to jump in there and partner with us, and I can't wait for next year because I think we're going to have 5, if not 10 times the entries on that.
Oh yeah, once the word gets around, man, I just want to say thank you guys too for inviting us to be a part of it. I think it's awesome. Getting the brand out there more and just seeing what these guys come up with. We're customizers as well. We're doing stuff on our side, but it's just cool to see what other people are doing with them and like some of these amazing things, like all the weathering and stuff like that. It's just awesome, dude.
We're all one big community, right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Diecast Show Customs points out there's still time this year for
another one.
Well, we'll see.
Xavier's ready.
Yeah, no, and we'll have to watch ourselves because Xavier is quite the customizer as well. So, but yeah, a lot of great entries, a lot of great folks. Again, big shout out to everyone for participating and joining us here tonight for the announcement. I think we're about done here, unless there's anything else that y'all want to cover. Is there anything we're missing that we want to talk about before we wrap things up tonight?
What'd you say, Mark? Mark, question mark?
Question mark?
TBD, last name?
Anything? By the way, go over, check out Dots and Man Diecast. He's got an episode of his podcast that just went up that's very powerful, where he's talking about Diecast Day of Giving and shares some stories over there. I want to make sure we shout that out. And of course, check out David's channel over at Twice Diecast. And if you haven't already, check out Eddie's Instagram. I think was that Castro 13 Art?
Castro 13 Art, yep.
Yep, on Instagram. And of course, follow Maisto on Instagram and YouTube. They've got a good YouTube channel as well. And they're doing a lot of really cool stuff. And it's great to see these brands that are hungry to do stuff for the collectors and the customizers and keep the flames lit for this really cool hobby of ours. So again, we're so grateful to have Eddie on and hang out with you again. And of course, we're looking forward to having you on again and hanging out soon.
For sure.
So, all right. Well, that's it for today. I want to thank you all for joining us, making it to the end of this episode. Again, a big shout out to our patrons who make this show go. Again, Twice Diecast, Donald Rashik, First and 64th Customs, and Video Geek Productions are our executive producer level patrons. If you want to know more about supporting the show, you can visit diecastbreakdown.com, see our merch store, all that good stuff, see what's coming up next. You get early access to some of our other shows that are on the Diecast Media Network, as well as getting to support this and see your name on the show every week. And of course, check out the Diecast Day of Giving over at drivendreams.org. We really appreciate you helping us get to 20,000 cars. And of course, check all the links in our show notes for all that stuff. As always, we want to thank you for coming along with us for the ride. So until next time, stay fresh. Oh, wow. Look at that.
This is how we're going out, guys.
That's how we're going out. We're going to. All right. I like it. We're going to.
There you go. Ching.
Yeah.
Eddie, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's your dance music to go out on.
I'm feeling it. I'm going up to $7 on this bid now. $7.
Nice.
Woo-hoo! Feeling spicy.
He's just caught up. He's in the moment. You got to let him eat. Let him cook.
All right, guys. Stay fresh.
Where's the music coming from?